strike by the United Autoworkers against General Motors. It continues to go longer than most people expected. We're now on day 29 and into week number 5. Right now, workers on strike are waiting on a decision from General Motors. Friday, the UAW sent GM a counteroffer. If GM accepts, the union says a tentative deal would be reached. Both sides are paying the price, but there's another number getting attention today, and that's the cost of this labor contract per vehicle for GM for the next 4 years. 7 Action News reporter Jim Kurtzner live outside the Detroit Hamtramck plant with that number that may surprise us. Jim.
Yeah, Glenda, this will get you thinking, how much does this labor agreement cost General Motors per vehicle it produces in terms of a percentage? The vehicle 100%, so is this labor deal 30%, 20%? Not even close. Get this, 5%.
About 5%. We're a small factor of it. So for them to strong arm us after we helped bail them out in 09 is disgusting.
We've been reporting on the major issues holding up a deal. Labor costs. Almost half of the 46,000 people on the picket line are temporary or in-progression workers hired after the bankruptcy and making sometimes half of a traditional worker's wage.
Why not hire us in? We work just as hard, sometimes more hours, because when the employees want to go home early, they make us stay.
We're not just a disposable asset.
That small 5% product cost translates into high stakes, billions of dollars for the next 4 years for wages, health care, profit sharing, and certain job guarantees. On the other side, GM is facing an uncertain economy, trade tariffs, billions in investment in electric and self-driving cars of the future.
Those two things are pretty fundamentally opposed. Guarantees and certainty versus contingency and flexibility.
Last week, progress reports on the talks were good, then bad, then uncertain. Now in day 29, a dozen workers came to the GM headquarters downtown to put their fight on the doorstep of GM CEO Mary Barra. She met last week with both sides of the table, who've been involved since the handshake beginning of the talks this summer.
We're spending Mondays with Mary. We're bringing it here to where the decision's actually going to be made.
It just shows how they are. But we'll last one day longer. And that's all I can say about that.
Now the talks are continuing. We're told they went long hours over the weekend, but they're still not going around the clock, which is an indication that they are close. Live on the east side, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
Let's hope so, Jim. Thank you for that update. Stay with 7 Action News on air and online for continuing coverage of the United Auto Workers strike against General Motors and the impact that it's having here in Metro Detroit.